Hey, happy day 628. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here of What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom, also known as Pajama Grandma, aka Pajama Grandma. Sometimes I'm Pajama Grandma. Today I'm in my pajamas still. And yes, it is after 9 a.m. Why am I in my pajamas after 9 a.m.? Because my granddaughter got here at about 5:30 and I only had a few of my videos made. So I stayed in my pajamas, got her ready, got her off to school, and popped back down to make my last video, What's She Up To Now, only to be waylaid and on the phone about my next two trips, the next two trips that I'm taking, and actually the next three trips. I'm going to be traveling for the next, I want to say 20 days, but it's 20 days in a row, but it's 4 days, then back for a day, then 20 days. So it's really more like 25 days, 24 days, whatever. And I need to get ready. I need to pack. I need to do some things. Plus, I am in the process of fixing up my old house with the ex-husband so that we can sell that. And right as we're finishing up, I'm going to be gone for 21 days. Well, normally the finishing up part is my job, to go in and just wipe down all the cabinets, change all the light bulbs, clean up all the light fixtures, do all this spiffing up and staging and things. But I'm going to be gone. It's going to be done in about a week and a half, and I'm going to be right at the beginning of my 20 days of travel. So I don't think it wants to wait for 2 more weeks till I get back. And I don't want it to wait for 2 more weeks till I get back. So I'll probably have to line up some realtors and have my sister be my stand-in and things like that. So big project, lots to do this week, and going to be out of town starting Friday morning till Sunday night, probably Sunday afternoon, and then again home for 1 day, hang out with my granddaughter, and then I'm gone for 20 days straight, which is awesome. I'm excited, but I have not packed a thing. I'd be lying if I said I had packed a single thing. I set 2 shirts aside that I think I want to take, but otherwise for 24 days of travel and 24 nights and exercising every day and sleeping and things, I've got nothing set aside. So I think after I make the video, post my videos today, I'm going to contact a lady I'd like to start doing my, to help me with some things, and see if she can't maybe start helping me with some things. And if she can't, I'll just do it myself, and then I will get to starting to get some stuff together to pack. I'm going to do a test run this weekend, and I think what I'm going to pack this weekend, I'm actually going to duplicate and then use that same stuff for the drive down to Texas with my sister and my mom. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I've been down to Texas since, see, it would be 2-3 years ago when it was my mom's 80th birthday, which was awesome. We stayed in a beautiful place downtown Fredericksburg, a historic home with one of my sisters, actually 2 of my sisters, and my niece and nephew, and who else was there? It was a blast. We had a really good time. I guess one of my aunt and uncles too, 2 of my aunts and uncles, and one of my cousins. So it was really fun. We rented this big, old-fashioned mansion-y house, and it was just fun for all of us to stay there. So it's got a name. It's a historic home. I can't remember the name of it, but it was white. It was really cool. And it was wonderful because it was right downtown, so I could walk every morning and not bother anybody by just getting out and going for a nice long walk. So traveling, getting ready to travel, and I have not been traveling much lately, and with my vision challenges, my family's all upset that I am traveling by myself, and the last trip I'm going on by myself, but I'm meeting a group of people, so it's not like I'm really going by myself. It's just the getting to and getting from that they're worried about. And what they don't realize is there's help getting to and getting from. If I need help doing something or getting to and from things, there's resources and there's people available to help do that. So it's not like I can't do it. It's not like I'm 100% blind. I'm not walking around with the white cane yet, but it does worry them. But then this is the same group of people that's worried about me walking alone at the state park. So are they actually being overreactive? I say being overreactive because I've been walking at the state park for 9 years by myself and never had a single incident. So I don't think it's a problem. So I think that sometimes people worry about us unnecessarily. That's okay. It just means they love us. So I want to talk about blessings today, a little bit about blessings. And why I'm talking about blessings is because my saying in my piece for Supersize Your Business and just for a little live video shout out was to talk about the idiom blessings in disguise. Now, how often do we think that bad things that happen to us are just horrible bad things that happen to us randomly, and there's nothing we can do about them? They're out of our control. They just happen. We're just the victim of circumstances. Sometimes that is the case, but for the most part, everything that happens to us really happens for us. I look back on my life and about the different experiences I've had, the different life events I've had, and every time I thought something was horrible and devastating and the end of the world, it's turned out to be one of the biggest blessings in my life. My son, birth of my son, birth of my daughter. Now, I didn't think the birth of my daughter was horrible, but I will admit, here and now, people, I got pregnant with my son before I was married. And to be in a good Catholic family, that is like, an epic sin of all time. Now, I don't look at it that way at all, but I did get pregnant before I was married. I was 30 years old, and so I was having a baby, right? At 30 was my first child. I was having a baby no matter what. Didn't matter if I married the young man or not. I did end up I did end up marrying my husband for 25 years, and we recently got divorced. We didn't get married because I was pregnant. I mean, had the baby, got married 10 months later. So we'd been together, I think, 3 or 4 years before we got married. That is a whole nother story. But again, a blessing in disguise. Made a mistake by picking the wrong person for me. Had a great life together. Ups and downs, lots of ups and downs. And ended up getting divorced. And as painful as divorce might seem, it was a blessing in disguise, because the two of us were fixing up our house together, our family home, and we're leaving everything on really good terms. And so all of the nonsense and all the fighting and all the misunderstandings and miscommunications and mismatch of values and behaviors and things, it's all just going by the wayside by us leaving this home, not better than we found it, because we built it from scratch. So, but all refreshed and all renewed and beautiful. And so blessings in disguise are, hey, I had to move out of my house, but guess what? I wanted to move out of my house because it was way too big for just me. And fixing it up and leaving it for another family feels really, really good. It feels healing and cathartic and whatever else. So it's really a blessing. Blessings in terms of our health. Sometimes we have health challenges, and I've had some major health challenges in my lifetime. I don't talk about it because it doesn't really affect anything and it's nobody's business, but big time health challenges, up to including death. I had a sudden cardiac arrest and died, yet I'm still here talking to you because there was a blessing in that. And what else did I have? I had kidney surgeries. I am blind, legally blind now, blind in my left eye, almost totally blind in my right eye. So vision's a challenge for me. But it's a blessing because I keep going. I love looking at life now as everything is a challenge. Anything bad that happens, it isn't really necessarily bad now, because I just know it's a challenge. It's just a test for me to see if I'm serious, to see what I'm really made of, to see how I can grow and become a better person, to turn that challenge into a blessing. I think most people would think that serious health challenges are not blessings. Yet, if I look back now, after years of learning and growing and trying to understand and personally developing, if I look back on that event, I now can look back with 20/20 hindsight and say, oh my God, I see what led up to that event. And what led up to that event was me not being myself, not going after what felt right to me, not doing what was right for me, doing everything that I thought other people thought I had to do and expected of me, doing what I should do, not what I was right for me. And now my definition of should is what's right for me. And that didn't used to be my definition. My definition used to be what everybody else says you should do. Now it's what I should do is what feels right to me. And so that was a blessing. Other blessings that we've had, I mean, sometimes when we feel like we've missed out on an opportunity, or we didn't get a promotion, or we didn't get a property that we were trying to. We were in the real estate industry for a long time. If we missed out on a property, sometimes we feel like, oh wow, we really missed out on that. We missed out on $100,000 profit we could have made on that property. And yeah, we could have, but then later we would find out there was something illegally wrong, or that would have been a big challenge with that property, structurally or foundationally or legally. And we were like, phew, glad that didn't happen. Same thing with businesses and business partners and business opportunities. Sometimes when we think that we missed an opportunity, we come to find out that it was really a blessing in disguise, because there was something about that opportunity that wasn't right for us. So blessings. I love the word blessings. After my sudden cardiac arrest, I had major challenges with my eyes. It was the first time my right eye started to lose vision in a big way. And I ended up having to have eye surgery about a year later. But during that interim, I couldn't do a lot of things because I couldn't see. I couldn't blind in my left eye since I was about 20-something. And then in my right eye, it would come and go, but I'd have bouts of what's called iritis and uveitis, which is really inflammation in your eye. And so sometimes I went through lots of periods of time when I couldn't see. And I will tell you, I'm the master of getting through a very successful career in corporate America, not being able to see squat, but still performing my job well, which is no small feat. Not letting people know that I really couldn't see. And then in 2011, my eye, for some reason, the heart event triggered and escalated the inflammation in my right eye. And so I ended up having to have surgery in my right eye as well. And that actually bought me, what is it, 2019? That bought me 7 or 8 years of, well, I guess it's been 2 years now since I can't really see. It's been really deteriorating. But it bought me a good 5 years of actually being able to see and function out of my right eye, which got me through some different situations with family, got me through my divorce, got me through my food business, got me to figuring out and creating what I want to online. And now it's new challenges with the vision, but I no doubt I'll figure it out. Is it slower than I had anticipated? Absolutely. Is that a blessing? Yes, because now it's put me in the direction that I really need to go. I thought I wanted to do all these different things, but my heart's not in it. And when my heart's not in something, I've learned to listen to it and say, okay, your heart's not in it, so don't do that. Don't do that because everybody else is doing that just to make a lot of money and be successful. Do what feels right to you. Do what feels right to make a difference in the world. At some point, it's not about the money. It's about what feels right to you and how you can have the impact and be a blessing for other people. But my whole point of the story was when I lost my vision, I created these blessing kits. I don't even know where they are. I have a few of them left. I actually, as part of my move, threw them all away, which was a little bit cathartic, a little bit sad, because I spent like the better part of a year making up these just little blessing packages of weird stuff, and I never did anything with them, is the funny thing. I never did anything with them. I made them because it gave me something to do while I really didn't feel like I could do anything else, so I felt like I was being productive, but I didn't really create them for a purpose, and I never found a way to share them with other people and give them as blessings to other people. So I probably should have randomly just set something up and sent them randomly to people as a blessing kit, but I never did. And so I got rid of all of them. But I made these blessing kits up, and they were just little kits of different things that I put in there that meant something, but to help people be more positive and more focused on what they want, and to think about the blessings in their life, to be more grateful, gratitude, things like that. So I love the word blessing. And again, it doesn't, with me now, it doesn't have anything to do with religion. I would say it's more of a spiritual thing. I think the good you put out into the world, the good messages, the good vibrations, the good energy you put into the world, you get back tenfold. Guess what? Works the same way for bad energy. If you put bad things out in the world, bad things, bad feelings, bad energy, hate, doubt, worry, fear, greed, you get that back tenfold. So I say, put out as much good stuff as you can. And one good thing totally negates a lot of the negative things. It doesn't mean you can go kill someone and that you think some happy thoughts and that's gonna negate that, but it does mean that we're not, just because we have a bad or negative thought doesn't mean we're toast because we've had a bad or negative thought. It just means that as soon as we catch ourselves going down that downward spiral of negativity, we want to say, hey, is this serving me? Is me thinking about this? And trust me, I'm like every other human being. Every once in a while, I get going on a pity party or feel like a victim or feel sorry for myself, and I start thinking, wah, wah, wah. And then I'm like, okay, wait a minute. As soon as I consciously am aware that I'm doing that, I say, stop, cancel. What's going on here? Why are you feeling sorry for yourself? Why are you feeling tired? Why don't you have energy? It's usually because I'm working on something that doesn't excite me or that I don't care about. If I'm working on something I don't care about, boom, got to switch to something else. So, blessings. I would love to know what you think about blessings, what blessings you've had in your life, what blessings in disguise you've had in your life, what things have you overcome, what challenges have you faced that have turned out to be some of the biggest turning points in your life. For me, like I said, we like to think that bad things happen and we're a victim, but really, bad things happen to show us something, to show us something that we need to see. And a lot of times it's things we don't want to look at. Bad things happened in my personal relationships because I needed to get out of those relationships, and I didn't want to see what was going on in those relationships. Bad things happened in my career. I got laid off. I got fired before. I mean, not because that was to hurt me, but it was because I wasn't in the right place. I wasn't in the right, for me, I wasn't in the right organization at the time. Or the organization was changing, and it wasn't changing in the direction that my career and my life was supposed to go. And so we end up separating ourselves. People come in and out of our lives for a reason. Opportunities come in and out of our lives for a reason. They don't come forever. It's very, very rare that a person comes into our life and stays throughout our entire life. It's super rare. I would think the vast majority of the people on this planet will never experience a lifelong relationship or a lifelong friendship even, or a lifelong connection. I mean, more likely with your relatives. You know, I had a lifelong connection, at least for the extent of my life, with my grandmother who just passed away. I had a lifelong connection with other relatives like that, with my mom, with my dad. But everybody doesn't have that. Everybody doesn't have great moms and dads and grandpas and grandmas. People come in and out of our lives for a reason. And it's usually to show us something, either show us how we should be or show us, holy crap, how we shouldn't be, right? People come in as examples or they come in as warnings. I say model the examples, learn from the warnings. So thinking about blessings, I am going to think about blessing myself and going and packing and getting ready for these trips so that I don't get stressed out and panicky. I'm doing a blood pressure challenge, a personal blood pressure 90-day challenge, and a health and lifestyle challenge for other people. But for me, my challenge for the 90 days is to lower my blood pressure. So one of the things that's important to lowering blood pressure is to not be freaked out and stressed out. So instead of being stressed out about packing, which I don't think I've stressed out over packing for anything since my kids were little, and we were packing the motorhome to go on trips or something, and it was the last minute after work, and I was on Friday, and the ex wanted to go, or he wasn't the ex, the husband wanted to go, the kids wanted to go, and I was still packing food in the camper or something. So things like that. I don't think I've stressed out since then, but I did used to stress out over that because it was always lots of mom pressure. I don't know, guys, if you're not a mom, you don't know what I'm talking about, but boy, there's definitely some pressure on we women to do it all, and the expectations are freaking ridiculous in some instances. And you know what? A lot of those expectations we put on ourselves because all we have to do is love our kids. People don't expect us to be perfect. They expect us to do the best we can at the time, but we always need to love our kids and let them know that they're loved. So doing that BP challenge today was about how are you going to test? How are you going to know? And what procedure are you going to use to test whatever it is that you're testing? So yesterday we brainstormed, we came up with what were the areas that we were going to talk about, we were going to work on throughout the challenge, and I came up with 5. So for example, one of mine was supplements, different supplements, and that's not for, it's not for about 40 days, so I'm not worrying about it now, but just as an example, how am I going to test different supplements on myself? And then so I need to have a test plan, and then how am I going to know if I'm getting a result? Now, a result can be either positive or negative, right? Just like blessings in disguise, they can be either positive or negative. It's how we choose to look at them. Well, a result can be either positive or negative. I just want to see a change. So how am I going to recognize a change in me with respect to the goal I'm seeking? In my case, I'm seeking lower blood pressure. So I could just measure my blood pressure, and if it goes up, that's not the change I want. That's a negative result. If it goes down, that is the change I want. It's a positive result. And again, some of these things are longer term than a 90-day push, but we can get the system and the plan and start testing and put the pieces of the puzzle in place and then automate them so that going forward, results will continue to improve to help me personally guarantee that I achieve my goal. I always want to set things up for success. So I'm going to set everything up, all the pieces of the puzzle, as much as I am able to ensure that I'm going to get the result that I want. And that's what I'm teaching other people to do throughout this actually free 90-day challenge. Next time it's not going to be free. This time it's free. I'm pretty much done doing free challenges with people. I know how valuable they are and the results you can get if you actually do it. And what I've found is that people that pay attention. People that don't pay anything, even if it's like $10, they it's easy to say, and even for $10, it's easy to say, yeah, I don't have time to do this, I'm not going to do it. Well, then don't sign up. It's not a priority for you. If you don't want your goal, I can't want it more for you than you want it. I can, because I do want you to get whatever it is you want, but when it comes to actually making it happen in your life, only you can do that. Only you can take the action, think the thoughts, believe the beliefs that will get you what you want. Only you can do that. No one else on the planet can do it for you. Your mama can't do it, your daddy can't do it, your rich uncle can't do it, your sugar daddy can't do it. Nobody can do it for you. Nobody can make you happy, nobody can make you anything but you. And that is in and of itself a blessing, and it's not in disguise. So go out, make it an awesome day. I'm gonna go pack and do some other things that have to get done before I start this traveling frenzy. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Have an absolutely fantastic day. If I can help you in any way, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye. Be a blessing, not a warning.